Off over mile 1, the trainer Stone entirely BF Maiden. It's birdie time with sent on to lead Shackleton, followed by DT. Prominent on the outside is Delta, being followed at the end of a furlong by Palatine Hills. So it is Shackleton who leads by a half length to DT. 3 parts of a length back to birdie time. Who's just third from Palatine Hills, then Delta, Sujet next. On the outside is Land of the Giants, being followed inside the 7 furlong point by Navajo Point. Going uphill, the leader is the favourite Shackleton from DT, just showing in third place birdie time from Delta, then Palatine Hills and Sujet next. On the outside is Land of the Giants, then Navajo Point, who's followed by Ben Hur and then Adrian and Medallion. Curragh next on the inside with a break of a couple of lengths to Hibernate, and at the back is for Freude. In the lead with the halfway point almost there is Shackleton and Ryan Moore coming down for the home straight. In second place is DT and Billy Lee, followed by Delta, who's edging the third for Declan McDonough on the outside of birdie time, and then Sujet. Next is Land of the Giants, followed by Palatine Hills, Ben Hur, Medallions ridden along on the inside, Navajo Point, and then Adrian, Hibernate, Curragh and Freude. Little has changed in the order as they pass the 3. Straightening up for the judge, Shackleton, the leader by a couple of lengths now to DT, with Sujet trying to pick up. That's the one with the nose band. On the inside is birdie time, followed by Delta, then Curragh, who's staying on in between horses, but it's Shackleton maintaining a couple of lengths lead over DT, Sujet next and third, followed by Curragh, Land of the Giants, Delta, Ben Hur is next, racing inside the final furlong, and it is Shackleton having to fight here from DT, who's trying very hard to get by, but Shackleton is finding plenty for Ryan Moore as Shackleton clicks on his third start, makes all from DT Sujet.
Welcome back to the Curragh. Aidan O'Brien off to the perfect start on this Sunday afternoon with Shackleton taking the opening contest, beating the poor old rake sponsor into second. Aidan, a bit of good-natured banter there.
Yeah, sorry for Peter. Yeah, listen, Peter's horse ran a great race. He looked like he was going to come and get our fella, and like our fella had the benefit of 2 runs, and Ryan gave him a lovely ride in front, and he got left alone, and so it was hard to beat a horse like that if they have a certain level of ability. So no, sorry for Peter, but delighted our horse won.
And I'm sure his fellow got his turn before too long. I suppose when one of yours gets beaten a couple of times, Aidan, the inclination is to think he's not amongst the top echelon, but would that be maybe underplaying this guy's ability?
Yeah, we liked him. We thought he'd win the last day, and obviously Joseph liked his horse, and obviously Joseph's horse came forward loads, and he had a big run here yesterday, just beaten in the group race, still looking green, you know. So when that happened, we still thought like our horse could be decent, you know. So our horse stays well. He's a middle distance horse for next year, Ryan said. So no, delighted that he won really.
And he hopefully will be seen again this season. One of the Group 1s over in France likely target?
Yeah, I think so, Gary. I think that's the type of horse he is. One of those, maybe the 1.25 miles, give him a chance and be good experience from the travel. And yeah, he's a good traveller, and he looks like he stays well too.
Speaking of France, obviously we've got the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe coming up next weekend. Is it Los Angeles and Continuous who are likely to go?
I think so, yeah. Obviously Augustus is still in top gear. Last year we didn't, we eased back off him and the ground came up fast in the arc, and we were sorry for doing it. It probably won't be quick enough for him, but he will be there to run in case the ground does turn. If he goes to Japan, he'd probably have to have a day away if he doesn't run between now and Japan. So we left him in, and we'll have a look at it and see what probably, like you said, it'll be probably Los Angeles Continuous. But Augustus, we will keep him there just in case the ground turns on the quick side or whatever.
I know you've confirmed that Kipius is going to go for the Cadron again. Was there any temptation to throw him into the arc, given that it did look an open?
I should have thought it definitely was, but obviously we felt that we would be greedy doing that. He's doing what he's doing in kind of third gear, and he's looking after himself and staying very safe, and that's what we want him to do. We feel if we put him in the arc, he'd try very hard and would be very competitive and could go very close. He's that type of horse, but with like what he's after been through in mind, we didn't want to overstretch him or abuse him. Like I said, he loves doing what he's doing, and so we think we're going to go to the Cadron with him, and if that went well, then he could come back to Ascot, and then that would be him for the season. He'd have the winter off, and we'd slowly get him ready for the Gold Cup again next year, you know. So I think that's the way it's going to be, Gary.
Fair play. And all good with the filly after yesterday, like Victoria?
Yes, very happy. Obviously she's unusually talented filly. Ryan came in and he said go back for the filly's mile. So obviously when you have a filly can win a mile there, come back, go back to 6 again in Cheveley Park, and then Ryan had no problem going up to a mile. So she's obviously very unusual. She's lovely. Lads seem very happy with her this morning. So no, she's filly to look forward to.
And if she does run again, is it likely to be the Filly's Mile, or are there other options on the table?
Look, obviously she would have the Filly's Mile, or she would have America. We'll see how she is, but like she has backed up twice in 2 Group 1s, kind of a 6 and a 7. So see what the lads will think and what they want to do really.
Okay, we'll watch the space. And just before we let you go, obviously you've got plenty of runners to come today, including the Euphrates in the Cesarewitz later on. How do you view your chances overall?
Yeah, Ryan was happy he was drawn out on him. We felt he was a very well handicapped horse. He could have went to Melbourne for the Melbourne Cup horse. Melbourne Cup, he was very well in there. He's drawn out. Ryan will give him a chance. His pedigree suggests that he should have no problem staying. If the ground gets softer, he'll have no problem with that. So hopefully he'll run a big race. It's a tough race for a 3-year-old, and he has been busy. So it will be interesting.
Great stuff. Well, Aidan, listen, thanks for your time as always. Wish you well. Appreciate
Pleasure.
it.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Gary. Thank you.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.